teams of up to 6 athletes compete in a series of one-on-one chases. Each chase lasts up to 20 seconds and has one chaser and one evader.
Opportunity to points on the board! Oh!
Whoever wins the duel stays on as the evader, and teams get 1 point for each evasion they make.
And it looks like the opening point of this contest.
It's the best of 16 chases to win the match, with a sudden death chase-off required to break any ties. It's win or go home from now on. Don't miss it.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning into your Sunday edition of Good Morning Vail. It is the 26th of May, so I hope that you've had a great Memorial weekend so far and that you're gearing up to enjoy your day today and tomorrow. Now, there are some great things taking place in our community that you can get out there and enjoy, one of which being Blues, Brews, and Barbecues up in Beaver Creek. And then in Vail, there's 2 fabulous events happening. There's not only the Vail Comedy Festival, but there's some great bluegrass music that you can participate in. Now, we've got a great show in store for you for this edition of Good Morning Vail, and it's going to start right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Hey, it's your boy, Nephew Tommy, your host for an all-new season of Black College Quiz, where the nation's best and brightest display their knowledge of Black history and culture while competing for prizes and scholarships. So get ready to see HBCU Nation take the academic field. Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Yeah, man.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you" on 92? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on Mountain Perspectives and our expanded Spanish programming block. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website, tv8vail.com.
Welcome to Hiring America, the television program that helps veterans find jobs and transition back into civilian life. Hi everyone, I'm Gigi Stone Woods. I'm truly honored to host this vital program. Reach out to the opportunities you see on this program by logging onto our website, hiringamerica.net, and by following us on social networking sites such as Twitter. We'll keep that information available throughout the broadcast and on our website 24/7. Now, let's get down to business.
Good morning, Vail.
Aaliyah Khan is the founder of Sublime Knowledge, and what Sublime Knowledge does is it helps you with your mindset, and she's the perfect coach for you to maybe shift the way your brain thinks and get in that perfect mindset. So let's introduce you to her.
Now we are diving right in with our next guest. I'm so excited because I've got the founder of Sublime Knowledge, Aaliyah Yasmin Khan, joining me here. Plus, she is also an author. So, Aaliyah, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Wonderful to be here. I love the springtime colors that you're wearing
Thank
today.
you.
We definitely need that here as we've entered into our mud season. But Aaliyah, I'm thrilled to have you here. So, tell me a bit about who you are, what is Sublime Knowledge, and beyond.
So, I'm Aaliyah Yasmin Khan. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. Sublime Knowledge is this vision that I had back in 2018 that I had to build this this mindset coaching company. I realized that I understood certain aspects about the mind, and I really wanted to make this information available to others. So clients come in, they have a goal, and we basically map the mind and show them what areas they need to work on as they're working towards that goal.
That's wonderful. So, how did you realize that you had this gift and you knew how to understand how to map and work towards mindset coaching?
It really came from a few sort of inspirational ideas and going through a very difficult time in my own personal life. So I think when we go through challenging times, we have to develop coping mechanisms as to how to get past those difficult times. And that's what I was able to build for myself. And when I got through that process and I noticed that this process works very effectively for me, I test ran it on a bunch of people. And I said, okay, if it's going to work for them, then it's going to work, and it needs to, it needs to be available for everybody. So we go through a process of mapping the mind at Sublime Knowledge, and we basically we take their goals, we plug it into the mapping of the mind, and then we are able to pinpoint, is it a shift in perception that needs to occur? Is it a shift in reasoning? Is it a shift in maybe a past traumatic situation that they're holding on to that's keeping them from reaching their goal? So it's just that understanding of where you're at, where you're trying to get to, and what's blocking, what those mental blocks are. And rewiring the subconscious mind is the secret to it.
It's so important, I think, in everything. And after COVID, that has really been a very important tool.
Yeah.
So what is mapping of the mind?
So mapping of the mind is it looks at your mental perceptions, the way that you look at life. A lot of times we don't pay enough attention to the way that we see things, but we see things as the observer. And as the observer, this is learned behavior we learn from observing other people's lives. Sometimes that's a great thing, and sometimes it's not a great thing because we don't have the best role models. So it's analyzing it as we see it, and then understanding, is that thought going to get me to my goal? And that's one of the biggest sayings that I say to my clients. I'm like, is that thought going to get me to my goal? And it all starts with the thought.
It does.
So if we can choose the thoughts correctly, then we can start to rewire, in the right state of mind, in the right mindset.
Oh, I love this focus in this business because May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes.
And so I think changing your thoughts and rewiring your thoughts really does help with that mental health. So how do you find your clients? Like, how do they find you? Tell me more.
So they can find me at sublimeknowledge.com. A lot of time it's people that have worked with me. It's word of mouth for the most part, which is kind of awesome because I love my clients and they've been long-term clients for a while now. And we've seen their progression and their changes. And that's an amazing thing to see is that, it blows my mind to see that they're able to take this program and seek some type of, readjustment in their mindset. And this July, we're having our retreat in Phoenix, which is going to be a ton of fun. So I'm super excited about that. And it's going to be, It's going to be Roberto Bugato is going to be there with me. He's also works on emotional coaching, so he's working on the emotional part of the mind. I'm working on the mindset part of the mind,
Wow.
and it's just going to be a phenomenal experience for the guests.
That's great. And so how long is the retreat? How many days?
It's 2 days. It's at the Wigwam Resort, and it's going to be a great immersive experience, and you know, just really resetting and transforming your life through that process.
Oh, that sounds great. Well, speaking of, there are so many aspects of life, and a lot of them is business. And you
Yes.
wrote a book called Succeeding in Business in Any Market with Brian Tracy. So how did you decide to write this book with Brian Tracy?
So we connected, and Brian Tracy has changed my life in so many ways. He has a goal system. He's taught me to write it down, and writing it down is like, it's so simple, but it's the thing that most people miss. They have the ideas floating around in their mind and they don't put it to paper. And the moment that you put it to paper, you can start to understand what my goal actually is. How far away am I from it? What am I doing? Setting intentions daily to work towards the goal. It's really, you know, he's taught me those things. So I was so excited to do this project with him. He's really a genius. And the book also consists of some other co-authors that are phenomenal in the knowledge that they bring to it. It's an amazing book.
Well, that's great. And obviously this is geared towards business, but
Yes.
from what you're saying, it sounds like it can be geared towards anything goal
Anything.
ever.
Any goal, because if you're learning how to apply leadership into your life, it's not just, you know, managing that. It could be managing relationships, managing your home life. It's the same type of leadership skills that you're going to apply into every area.
So important. You know, I love that you mentioned writing things down. I think I am a firm believer of once I write it, I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And, you know, I love the idea of technology and how everything is just kind of stored in your phone or on your laptop or tablet or whatever it may be. But I think my retention is much better when I am writing it down.
It is, and it also gets the information into the subconscious when you're writing it down. So not just about, you know, like putting it into your phone, like there's a lot to the actual part of writing it, and writing it repetitiously.
You know, there is a reason when we were kids we had to write things out 5+ times.
Yes, I think about The Simpsons when Bart's writing on the board because he's like screwed up in school.
It's true, and then you remember, and it stays in your being. So I'm sure there is so much more that we could talk about, but you know, what is your passion? What is your number one goal when people come to you? How do you start from the beginning and then kind of work with them?
Get them results. That's my number one goal, is to get them results, and get them results as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Because we're always about results, and we always want to get these things accomplished quickly. Some people have huge goals, and some people, it's simple goals. It's really easy goals, but they can't seem to break the paradigm. So it's about helping them to understand how to break the paradigm and get over, you know, those humps that might be blocking them from success.
So can you give me an example of a couple of goals that you have, but without giving away who your clients are, or a generalized idea of what those goals may be?
So I've had a sales-driven business for a very large company, and they had a huge goal going into the season of last year, and I was coaching one of their executives, and we were working towards, we took the goal, we broke the goal down, we assigned the goal out to, you know, her team, and this is really applying it into business, because having them have something that they're constantly focused on gives them the drive, and also asking them, what are you going to do to achieve that goal? And it helps them in the path of thinking about, okay, I'm accountable for this, and then what do I need to do? So it's getting the creative juices going for experts that are in their field that, you know, may be challenged or could be emotionally taking on more than they need to. And a lot of times it's understanding how to separate yourself emotionally from that, maybe somebody not giving you the results, but they just don't know how to give you the results. So once they're taught how to, then they know what it is that they need to do, and it becomes a lot easier for all parties involved. So I love working with companies and corporations like that, because it really does help to, I mean, it's very tangible. It's very tangible.
Yes, that's so true. That's so interesting that you say to separate the goal from the emotional aspect of it.
Yes.
You know, because the emotions will be a roller coaster throughout the process. So how do you stay on track? How do you stay focused? I love that. And so it's what a great company, and a great idea to really help people be productive members of society.
Yeah,
That's
it's
wonderful.
all about growth.
It really is.
Yeah.
So, Aaliyah, where can we go to follow you on social media, on your website?
Sure, my website is sublimeknowledge.com. Personally, you can find me at aaliyahYasminKhan.com. And we're on Instagram, Sublime Knowledge. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn. You can find me as well. So
Wonderful.
everywhere.
Well, the author of Succeeding in Business in Any Market, Aaliyah Yasmin Khan, plus the founder of Sublime Knowledge. So wonderful to have you here on the couch.
Thank you.
Love just diving in just to the little scratching the surface of what you do. And it sounds like a really great business.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here.
Absolutely. Now stay tuned. We've got a lot more on our show. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Good morning, Vail.
Next up, we've got a special duo from two of the best voices in the bluegrass and country genres.
We know you're going to love this one from Melanie Cannon and Willie Nelson. Here's Back to Earth.
Songs our love created, I still sing. And every night we make the rafters ring.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Descubre Conecta en Vivo, tu fuente de programación en español las 24 horas del día, los 7 días de la semana. Desde recetas deliciosas hasta la información más reciente, Conecta en Vivo es una transmisión digital que tiene todo lo que necesitas para mantenerte conectado con la comunidad regional de Vail y Park City. Disfruta en cualquier dispositivo con conexión a internet visitando tv8vail.com o parkcity.tv. Conecta en Vivo, tu ventana a la programación en español en cualquier momento y en cualquier lugar.
Good morning, Vail.
Are you someone who's in recovery, looking for a community, and looking for the support within our community? Well, then Reconnected is the perfect place for you. And I had a chance to sit down with Rob, the founder of Reconnected, and get some great information on some of their fabulous upcoming events. So let's hear what he has to say. Welcome back to the show. We've spent a lot of time this month talking about how May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Well, we've got a great nonprofit organization here in our community, and it's called Reconnected, and I've got Rob joining me on the couch, who's the founder of it. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. I'm so happy you're here.
Same.
I have missed every interview that you have done, and now I finally get to be here to chat with you.
Success.
Yes, because we go way back.
Very far back.
Yeah, and so it's nice to like sit down, have more of a casual conversation. Yeah. But for people who don't know what Reconnected is, can you give us the mission statement?
Yeah. On the spot. I can paraphrase. We're a recovery community organization here in the Vail Valley, so we support individuals through recovery support services, such as one-on-one coaching, peer mentoring, and then social events as well.
Which I think is really important, because sometimes when people are recovering from something, they do feel like they could be in it alone, and you guys are taking that loneliness away and giving that support within a community.
Right. Like one of my favorite taglines, and I by no means came up with it, but the opposite of addiction is connection, and that's why I reconnected. And but yeah, just to bring people together and really highlight that not one individual is trying to do this alone, and like hold hands while we do it, I guess.
Which I think is so incredible. So let's talk about some of these things, like the one-on-one coaching that you brought up. What can people expect that to look like if they're interested?
For sure. So they can either, like a family member, friend, or partner organization generally refer somebody to us, and then we'll reach out directly to the individual that was interested in help. And it's not like therapy. It's like pure, so someone with lived experience can sit down, and I liken it to life coaching. So we set up different goals, not just around like maybe the substances that you're trying to recover from or the mental health challenge, but look at your physical health, your employment situation, and really set like strategic goals within each one of those categories and hold you accountable. So it's just like accountability buddy, like for the long haul, and your secretary taking notes while you spout out goals. So, and we meet weekly through the first 30 days and then kind of go bi-weekly after that.
Which is really incredible, because this is giving people that accountability that they need sometimes to push them forward, to really stick to these goals. You guys also offer some other great services. I know because I follow you on social media, which we're going to talk about here in just a little bit. You have great events that people can get involved in to keep people moving and active and out of the house, but supported.
Yeah. So we've done a ton of different social events, from cookie decorating contests and art night to like skinning up the mountain weekly. And right now in this shoulder season, we have at Dogma Athletica, we've partnered with them in order to offer free workout classes every Thursday at 5:30 to 6:30. So anyone can show up, and like our events aren't just for individuals in recovery, they're for their friends and family as well.
Which I think is really important, because if you're a caregiver to someone who's going through some recovery, it can be extremely challenging. It will empty your cup, and a great way to refill your cup is to feel the support that that person is feeling. Right,
and you get to like show up, and it's not in like a support meeting format, but more of a social format. And so, and the topic, we're working out, so we're really not talking about any of the struggles. We're just goofing around, and not the biggest like gym rat, so we're definitely struggling and sweating together.
Whatever. Yeah. There was just a picture of you on the front cover of the Vail Daily running through the giant snowstorm that we just had.
I like to get outside. The gym's inside.
That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Then you guys offer these recovery meetings that people can come to. And I recently had a friend who experienced one of them and said that it was life-changing in the best way possible. And so to see the impact that you've had on the community has to be so rewarding. So let's talk a little bit about these meetings.
Yeah, so they're all recovery meetings, and they happen in our office, which is above VIN 48 in Pretoria, office 210, Mondays 5:30 to 6:30. But just an all recovery meeting, so any pathway of recovery is welcome, and there's no particular phones going off. There's no particular format other than like we have a topic, and then anybody's welcome to share. And it's really meant to be a space to hold space for people to be vulnerable and share either their victories or their struggles, and get other perspective from people that are on a similar journey.
Which I think is so encouraging, because so many people, and especially in our community, do not have that space to be vulnerable, and that's one of the hardest things that we see. Now, it is Mental Health Awareness Month, but there's also some other great things that have taken place this month. You just won a great award, so let's quickly just brag.
We got lucky. Well, there was a lot of hard work as well, but we won Small Nonprofit of the Year last week through the Vail Valley Partnership, which was pretty awesome. So my colleague and I, Jessica Tang, went to the event. Mom, Dad, and a couple of my friends and my sister were there. So it was pretty exciting to be able to accept that award in front of like all the people that have supported me in my journey, and then all the community partners there that have really made this possible. So
shout out to the mom and the dad.
Yeah,
I
for
love
sure.
Your parents so
They're
much.
awesome.
So
Yeah.
I'm so happy that they got to experience that
Yeah.
with you and be there with you.
Right.
Now, Mental Health Awareness Month is really important, and especially in our community. This is a great way for people to take that step into helping their mental health.
Right. Yeah, I mean, especially it being May in the mountains, it's like a great time to like be stuck inside when it's rainy out, you know, and really reflect on where you're at. And it can feel very scary and difficult to reach out for help, you know, but making that first step, it can just be a simple DM to an Instagram page like, hey, are you around for coffee, right? And something like that, just like something you can do to hold yourself accountable to starting some sort of journey. It doesn't have to be this drastic shift. It can just be one little step.
And one little step in the right direction is a huge step in the right direction. Now, you guys also have an app that people can get, and that way they can be in the know with your events, your activities, and that way they can really be part of the Reconnected community.
Yeah, so the app is called Reconnected, and it's on the Apple and Android stores. But yeah, it's meant to be like a social and professional networking app. So it's like Find My Friends smushed together with LinkedIn, smushed together with WhatsApp. So you can message people, you can see events going on, you can sign up for events, and then there's job postings on there as well. And the thought is like, oh, people in recovery, like I'm in recovery, and a lot of my jobs came from grabbing coffee with somebody and like just working through what I wanted to do. And the next thing I knew, they're like, oh, you should talk to my brother, he's hiring. And it's like, whoa. Like, and so really just giving up people opportunity to like, not just like when people think of recovery, they're like, oh, like good for you, you know? And it's like, yes, thank you. And
you guys are breaking.
Yeah, it's like more than, like recovery is not just sitting in circles talking about your feelings and not engaging in like substances. It's like being present for your family, setting goals and accomplishing them, like being comfortable in your own skin. So that's really what we're trying to like rebrand recovery to seem as so.
I think that you're doing a fantastic job, and I think that what you do here in our community is so well received, and it's so important. Now, if people are interested in following Reconnected, being part of the family, what's the best way for them to get the information?
We have our website, reconnected.org, and we post all of our events there, as well as you can refer people to there through a referral form. And then on Instagram, reconnected_foundation. Follow along there.
Rob, thank you so much for being here, giving us all this great information, and thank you for the hard work that you do through the community, for the community, because sharing your journey has inspired a lot of people.
Thanks, Maddie. Thanks for bringing me on. And it was finally it happened.
I know, it finally happened. Again, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Make sure that you check out the Reconnected Foundation here in our community, only because it's a great nonprofit. It's going to give you the support, it's going to give you the friends, and really just that community feeling for you to lean on to make it through your recovery. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, we see one couple fall in love with a waterfront fixer-upper.
It sort of wrapped its arms around us and said, you want me, and we did.
And watch as another battles over the budget.
We're trying to look through and see where we can trim at this point.
Are you looking to trim it, Ginger?
No.
No.
Construction pros show us the right way to renovate.
Well, we had to do a roof over. We had to hand build a lot of the trusses.
As we're putting the thin set down, the self-leveler has a little clip that clips up underneath the edge of the tile.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tvavail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Daily Flash.
I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English, welcoming you to
Mitch English and Andrea Jackson have co-hosted together for over a decade. And now, only on Daily Flash, they serve up a fast, fun, fresh perspective on the day's trending news and entertainment. Daily Flash offers the latest in pop news, celebrity gossip, fashion, health, wellness, and even some unscripted, irreverent, who knows what's next fun. Daily Flash with Mitch English and Andrea Jackson, trending news and entertainment.
Good morning, Vail.
It is Memorial Day weekend, so if you catch yourself maybe grilling, maybe hosting, it's really important that you take care of the food that you're preparing for everyone. That way everyone doesn't have a tummy ache. And so we've got some food safety tips and tricks.
Now, summertime is upon us, and you know what that means. Lots of outdoor eating and dining and taking friends on picnics and barbecues galore. Now, did you know that over 128 people are hospitalized every year from foodborne illness, and 3,000 of those people actually pass away from it? So it is very important to be aware of your food safety. Joining me today is USDA food safety expert Zoya Saltar to talk all about things staying safe as you have fun this summer. Zoya, how are you this morning?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm excellent. I cannot believe we are heading into Memorial Day weekend in the summer months. So talk to us a little bit about food safety. You know, there are so many things to be aware of, and oftentimes people don't pay attention to it. So what do we need to be looking for this summer?
So, you know, summer's here. People want to have fun. They want to be outdoors. Something we have to keep in mind is that when it's warmer and more humid outside, bacteria tends to grow more rapidly. So you want to make sure that you're staying food safe, whether you're having picnics or grilling or going hiking. And so a few tips that the USDA has for you this year is outdoor food safety, making sure that you're packing your perishable foods properly, whether that's in coolers or you're using cold sources, insulated bags, making sure that you're cleaning everything properly if you're cooking outside. So ensuring that you're keeping your raw meat products separate from any other food items, making sure that you're washing your hands for at least 20 seconds. And also, you want to make sure you're keeping your food out of what we call the danger zone. The danger zone is when you leave your food outside for at a temperature between 40 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit. And at this temperature, food bacteria tends to grow a lot more rapidly. So you don't want to leave it in that for more than 2 hours. And so at that point, you recommend, you take it back into the fridge or throw it away.
That's true. I grew up around catering and restaurants, so I am very familiar with making sure that your food doesn't sit out for too long and washing your hands. I know one of the tricks that somebody has told me is to sing the ABCs while you wash your hands. So that's a great way to do it. So let's talk about—
Or happy birthday.
Or happy birthday. I love that one too. That's an easy one. Everybody knows it. So let's talk a little bit about the danger zones. What does that look like? How do we actually know, from start to finish, what does that look like?
Yeah, so like I said, when food is between 40 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, it has a limited time before it becomes a food safety risk. And so what you want to make sure is that you are either keeping your hot foods hot, so this means you're keeping it above 140 degrees Fahrenheit. You can do that by keeping it on the grill, keeping it in a chafer, a warming dish, something like that. And that means you can leave your food out for longer than 2 hours. However, if you want to keep it cold, okay, that means keeping it less than 40 degrees Fahrenheit. You do that by keeping it in a bowl, sort of nestled on ice, making sure that it's kept in the fridge and only taking it out when you're serving it and putting it right back in. Those are, hot foods hot, cold foods cold are sort of our tips if you want to leave food out a little bit longer. Also something really important to keep in mind, typically we say don't leave your food outside in that between 40 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit for more than 2 hours. But in the summer, if you're outdoors having a picnic and it's over 90 degrees outside, the time then gets cut down to 1 hour because of how rapidly the bacteria multiplies in hot weather.
Oh, that's great to know, and especially if you do not have, a food for thermometer. That is a tongue twister to say. If you don't have one of those, it's good to know an hour. If it's over 90 degrees outside, do not let your food sit for longer than an hour. I know a lot of people probably are having like picnics and they've got charcuterie boards and all of those different things. So what advice do you have about that?
Yes, you want to make sure that if you're, everyone loves a nice little picnic or spending time out with family in the sun. So just make sure that you're packing everything properly. You have a cooler, you're keeping gel packs, you're keeping ice. You also want to make sure if you're driving somewhere, going somewhere a little bit further away, you're keeping your beverages in a separate cooler and you're keeping your food items in a separate cooler. You want to avoid cross-contamination. Also, when you're out having fun, you want to keep clean. So try to keep hand sanitizer with you, moist towelettes, and as soon as you can, wash your hands with soap and water.
Wonderful. Now let's talk about food safety tips for families and for parents. Are there tools that you have available that we can direct them to use as they're moving throughout summer field trips and all of the fun things?
Yes, we have a whole host of food safety resources available at our website, foodsafety.gov. We also have the Handy Food Keeper mobile app available on the Apple Store and Android Store. And also we have our food safety hotline, our meat and poultry hotline at 1-888-MP hotline or 1-888-674-6854, where you can talk to a food safety specialist about any concerns that you have.
Wonderful. Now, Zoe, one last thing. I want to circle back because we are here in the mountains. Can you give some advice for hikers as they are packing snacks for the long day, or, what kind of things should they bring?
Yeah, when you're hiking or camping for more than a few hours, you definitely can bring those cold foods as long as you're maintaining them at the proper temperatures. But recommendations for shelf-stable items, prepackaged shelf-stable meals, you have peanut butter, juice boxes, canned tuna or ham, dried noodles and soups, beef jerky, a whole host of items out there that you can sort of keep as a backup. But for that first day, you have some more options.
Wonderful. Now, Zoe, one more time, where can we go for more information?
Our website, foodsafety.gov, or call us at the Meat and Poultry Hotline at 1-888-674-6854.
Wonderful. Well, Zoe, you enjoy your summer season, and thank you so much for these food safety tips.
You as well. Thank you so much.
Now, stay tuned. We've got more on our show right after this quick break.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake!
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Hello, I'm Shervin Rezai here with Chenna Garden in Avon, Colorado. My hobbies are obviously skiing. I've been skiing since I was 3 years old. In addition to that, music's always been my first passion, and you can see that alive and well at Chenna Garden with our little record nook, where we have over 300 records, and we'll continue to grow that collection and play vinyl records for you while you enjoy your cuisine. Chenna Garden is Avon's oldest running restaurant. We've been open since 1988 when my mother set up shop and wanted to begin offering Avon, Colorado the best quality Chinese food that we could get. And I started working in the restaurant when I was 8 years old as a dishwasher making $1 a day. And then one of the servers, pushed by my dad, told me I should ask for a raise, and then I got $5 a day, but then I had to put all $25 at the end of the week into a savings account, which actually helped me out in college. So after college, I went out to New York for law school, and I spent 15 years out in New York City practicing law and working in-house, which exposed me to a lot of restaurants all over the world, all over the country. And after getting exposure like that, I realized that we have this beautiful restaurant here that has so much potential. So in the fall of 2023, we came back, remodeled, and tried to get this back to give that special feel that I've known all my life here. We've been offering a lot of new cuisines, including German cuisine with a good family friend, Gunther Schmidt, who's been serving up authentic German cuisine in the Valley for many, many decades. Why not? This is America. We can serve German food in a Chinese restaurant, and we just let it try. And after a year of it, it's been building up some success, and we're just having a lot of fun just seeing the look of bewilderment on every customer when they're like, how am I getting German food in a Chinese restaurant that's this good at this quality? Chenna Garden is really all about that community, and that first starts with the local community. We always try to take care of all of us who are working hard, grinding it, so that we can also enjoy what this valley has to offer. And through that, we get a nice mix of word of mouth, tourists who come in. We're looking for something a little more authentic and that has a history with the valley. I'm a proud member of the Avon Vail Valley community, lifelong member as I was born here, and I hope you come out and see us here at Chenna Garden. We're open every day, 4 to 9, any day the mountain's open. Cheers.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, if you unfortunately did end up with a stomach ache, Kim has the perfect solution. She's going to take us into the kitchen and she's going to make some delicious pineapple ginger juice, and that's going to help settle your stomach or just be a delicious drink that you can enjoy all summer long. So let's take a look.
Now, I'm often in the kitchen and I always talk about the things that I love to do and things that I keep at home, but my kitchen best friend is my juicer. I love to juice all kinds of things, and I'm going to show you today how to make what I like to dub the pineapple zinger, a delicious, crisp, and refreshing juice, especially as we head into the summer months. This is great just to have in the morning. It's also great to mix with a cocktail if you're interested in fun things like that. So we're going to go ahead and get started. You can start with pineapple, fresh pineapple, and use your juicer if you have a juicer, or you can get a can or just a bottle of pineapple juice itself. It also involves coconut water. It's great for electrolytes and hydration. Then we've got a fresh lime, because who doesn't love a little lime juice? It reminds you of summer, vacation, whatever it is. And then fresh ginger. You can buy ginger juice. I would suggest, if you have a juicer, getting your own. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Always fun to have a little carafe, so you can just pop it in your fridge, and this would make makes just a really fun and delicious juice to start your day with, or if it's the weekend like we're heading into, mix it with a little bit of drinks. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to actually go ahead and start with my ginger. We need probably about a half a teaspoon of ginger juice. So I always like, when I take my ginger, I always trim off the sides. You can literally just break it, just like I did, and throw, you don't have to use all of it. You don't have to worry about it. You can throw the rest of it in your fridge. And ginger usually lasts a pretty long time. I put it in all kinds of juices. Usually I start my day off with celery juice. It's got some lemon and some ginger in it, but I like to throw it in basically almost anything that I cook with. I actually throw ginger into some soups as well. It gives it a nice hearty depth to your flavor there. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of trim off the brown area of the ginger. You can actually take a spoon and scrape it too, but it takes a little bit longer. So we're going to start with a knife here. So I'm just going to keep trimming it. You can smell the zing of the ginger. I love fresh ginger, maybe because I'm a redhead. I don't know what it is, but me and ginger, we get along really well. So we're going to go ahead and continue cutting the ginger here. You don't have to make it perfect, but I like to kind of just cut off any of the dead ends. As you can see, when you buy it in the grocery store, they kind of just break it off from the root. So I always make sure that all of these pieces are cut off, any knobs that are hard to get around. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw it into my handy dandy juicer. So it's going to be a little bit loud in here, but we love kitchen noises, don't we? So throwing that ginger into the juicer here, and you just kind of gently press down on it if you have a juicer, just like that. And we need about a half a teaspoon for this drink. Again, you can make as little or as much as you want to. You can see it kind of spinning there. So I've got just about a half a teaspoon. I might actually trim a little bit more, because you never know. I always like to put as much ginger in mine. I know it burns some people's throats, so we won't put too much in this drink, but it's always better to have more than not enough, in my opinion. You don't always have to use it either. Sometimes I'll actually throw it in the fridge if I make it separately from my juice, just to have it on hand. I like to do ginger cayenne shots sometimes in the morning. It aids with digestion. It's pretty great. So I'm just trimming it all up here. We'll put a little bit more in here just to make sure we have enough for this drink. So you need about a half a teaspoon or a teaspoon, depending on what you need to do there. I love this juicer. It's my favorite kitchen appliance, I'd say. Great. There we go. Okay, so we've got all of our ginger right here. We're going to go ahead and let that finish dripping, and then I'm going to show you our next one. We're actually going to need some lime juice as well. So we can either juice the lime in my juicer, which I think I'm going to do, or if you had like a hand squeezer, you can do that, or you can use one of the traditional twisty guys. I know Kevin loved that a long time ago. Kevin and I were in the kitchen together, and we made key lime pie. He had to juice key limes with his hands, and he yelled at me for weeks afterwards. I like to actually just kind of trim up my lime right here, and we'll just, you know what, we're just gonna go ahead and squeeze it. Now here's a fun trick. If you don't have either one of those juices, you can always take a fork. Actually, we do have in this kitchen a juicer, so we're gonna go ahead and use it. All right, actually, we're not. I'm gonna show you my trick. You take your fork here, you just stick it in the middle, and you can just squeeze it just like that, and it kind of helps you not lose the lime. You can get everything out of it that you need to, just like that. We're squeezing it. This is a great little trick if you were in a restaurant and you're trying to maintain table manners and you don't want to squirt anybody with lemon or lime juice in their faces when they're sitting across from you. Just stick your fork in it, cover your hand, and do a quick little squeeze, just like that. Fun fact, we're learning a little bit of etiquette here, and we're cooking all at the same time. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this right here, just like this. Great. Awesome. So, yes, I love a good, refreshing juice, especially when it reminds me of vacation, which anything with pineapple, lime definitely reminds me of vacation, which summertime is upon us, so you know what that means. Lots of vacations happening here in the mountains and beyond. I can't wait to try this refreshing juice. As you can see, squeezing it in there. Awesome. Great. So we're going to go ahead and measure out our ginger because we don't want too much in this. I mean, I'm fine with it, but if I'm serving it to guests, some people don't have fresh ginger in their diet on a regular basis. So we're going to take about a half a teaspoon, just like that. I love this teaspoon thing because it's different colors, so it makes it easy. You're not mixing it up. I love my juicer as well because you can just twist this up and it doesn't leak all over the counter, which is great. All right, we're going to go ahead and pour about, whoops. Well, sorry guys, poured a little bit more in there than I anticipated. So it looks great to me. I'm gonna go ahead and actually juice our pineapple. So any excess ginger that we've got, I'm just gonna pour it right now into this container. And we're gonna juice the pineapple. So we need about a half a cup of coconut water and 3/4 of a cup of pineapple as well. So getting that back in there. Now again, if we don't have enough of this pineapple, we'll just use regular pineapple juice. You can kind of supplement it, but I say fresh is always better. So we'll go ahead and get started with that. I'm gonna throw a pineapple into my juicer here, just like this. Great. All right, buckle up guys, because we have more kitchen noises coming at us. Oh my gosh, I can smell the pineapple. I'm already on a beach in my mind. Juicing it up. So we'll just let that spin a little bit more just so it finishes up. All right, we've got a little bit of extra here, so we're going to do about 3/4 of a cup. I've got some extra juice in from the container here. Now you can take a whole pineapple if you need to. You can cut it up that way. You can buy it already pre-cut in the store. And then we'll just pour a little bit more into this. As you can see, look at that beautiful color and all of that foam from the juice. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I'm on a beach, maybe having a pina colada, I don't know. That's basically what this is. All right, look at that scale, man. I didn't spill it anywhere. All right, and then the last little piece of this drink that we need, we're adding about a half a cup of coconut water. Now my hands are a little bit sticky from all that pineapple juice, but I'll just twist it right here. All right, I'm making a royal mess, but that's okay because as I like to say, if you're not making a mess in the kitchen, you're not doing it right. So we're doing about a half a cup of the pineapple juice. Of the coconut water. We'll just add a little bit more in there, why not? Now this is enough portion for probably like one drink, maybe 2 people. We'll just do a quick little stir, or you can just kind of shake it around, mix it up. Oh my gosh, I can smell the zing of the ginger. Smells so good. The sweetness of the pineapple. The coconut water is great for electrolytes. It also keeps you a little bit hydrated. Now, if there's a little bit too much ginger, you can always add a little more coconut water to kind of thin it out. And then depending on how much sweetness that you actually like, a little bit more of that pineapple juice. No juice left behind is what I like to say. I'm going to grab a cup and I'm going to try this out. We'll see how it tastes. And then I'll get to share the rest with my team here at TV8. Happy summer. I'm ready for vacation. Cannot wait to get the weekend started. Anyways, we'll be back with more on the show right after this break.
Good morning, Vail.
One of the longest-running syndicated television series is back. America's Black Forum, a weekly series highlighting the latest in our lifestyles, business, entertainment, and finance. We introduce you to entrepreneurs who are making their mark in the business world and leaders who are fighting for change.
Welcome to America's Black Forum.
Tune in each week to know what's happening in our world today on America's Black Forum.
and I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you could share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for some good deals, too good to miss on flash deals now, check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Join us on the famous Leadville Railroad. This historic train ride takes you on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for an afternoon of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Our scenic train rides are a perfect place to bring families closer together while immersing them in the natural beauty and rich history of this picturesque region. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Make memories that will last a lifetime. Tickets available at leadvillerailroad.com.
You know TV8 Vail has great local content, but did you know about our production services? Hire an expert to develop your website reel, commercials, live stream events, studio production, and more. If you can dream it, we can help you do it. TV8 delivers high-quality content in both English and Spanish. Contact us today to discuss your next project. Email Danielle at tv8vail.com or call 970-628-9881.
Good morning, Vail.
To bring you great community events and information. Make sure that you make your way up to Beaver Creek for Blues, Brews, and Barbecues. That's taking place today. Or you make your
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, we see one couple fall in love with a waterfront fixer-upper.
It sort of wrapped its arms around us and said, you want me, and we did.
And watch as another battles over the budget.
We're trying to look through and see where we can trim at this point.
Are you looking to trim it, Ginger?
No.
No.
Construction pros show us the right way to renovate.
Well, we had to do a roof over. We had to hand build a lot of the trusses.
As we're putting the thin set down, the self-leveler has a little clip that clips up underneath the edge of the tile.
Take the first game every one of us played in the schoolyard. Turn up the degree of difficulty to maximum, and then let loose some of the fastest and most agile athletes in the world to go one-on-one in what you have is the most extreme pursuit contest you've ever known. It's intense, it's addictive, and there's only one rule. Don't get caught.
Oh my gosh! If you haven't seen World Chase Tag before, here's how it works.
2 teams of up to 6 athletes compete in a series of one-on-one chases. Each chase lasts up to 20 seconds and has 1 chaser and 1 evader.
Opportunities for points on the board! Oh!
Whoever wins the duel stays on as the evader, and teams get 1 point for each evasion they make.
And it looks like the opening point for this contest.
It's the best of 16 chases to win the match, with a sudden death chase-off required to break any ties. It's win or go home from now on. Don't miss it.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Welcome to the greatest day of the week. It's Friday, which means we have the chat box, Vail Live, everybody. We are the only podcast here that looks towards getting a lot of help with mental health and emotional situations and things like that. And each week we feature a very fabulous local to share a new experience with us on how we can manage life in general. We have Jennifer Saito, as always. I'm Liz, and today our guest is Jennifer Prunga. And I call what I was drawn to you, because I don't know why I said drawn, because it's magnetic mind. And so I was like, what's interesting about that? And I just kept going through and looking into what you do. You work with teens, but then you also work with everybody with issues or like problem solving solutions in a different way than we've seen so far here on the chat box, which I love. We have had many different types of people here. And the cool thing about that is, you know, everybody has different issues and different dynamics in their world, and not everything works for everybody. You know, some people will not go to like a therapist or a psychiatrist.